So this is the first video tutorial made by roboVITics, the official robotics club of VIT, to make a manual robot. So these are all the components required for making a manual robot. So first, these are the 4 DC motors required to make a robot that will run the 4 tires. These are the 4 tires required that will be attached to each motor to run the robot. This is the main part of the robot, that's called the chassis, that will hold each and every component of the bot. Again, here is a battery eliminator, that's a power source for the robot that provides a variable voltage from 1.5 to 12 volts to the board required as per the requirement. This is a DP/DT switch required, which provides bidirectional flow of current in forward and reverse current. By changing the switch direction, we can change the current by making proper connections. These are the set of rainbow wires which provide 4 parallel wires so that it's easier to make connections and the connections are not mixed up.
So now this is how I have connected this wheel to this motor. I have put this wheel inside the shaft and tightened this screw. Now this wheel moves with this shaft. Now we need to provide the input to this motor to rotate this wheel. To provide the input, we'll use this battery eliminator. We'll provide the variable voltage through this battery eliminator. In this motor, we need to provide 12 volt of voltage. So let's make the connections. Now we have connected this motor to this battery eliminator, and this battery eliminator is connected to this external output. This is how we have made the connections. Now let's see what happens when we give the input. Initially we will start with 1.5 voltage and gradually we will increase the voltage. Right now 12 volt of current is provided in this motor, and see, this is how the wheel is moving. Now in order to rotate the wheel in the opposite direction, we have changed the polarity. You can see. Now let's see how the wheel rotates. You can see now the wheel is rotating in the reverse direction.
Okay, now we'll see how to fix the motor to the metal chassis. We remove the nut from the motor. Now to one side of the wheel chassis we fix the motor, and now we take a nut, fix it to the motor.
Now we'll learn about DP/DT switch connections. DP/DT stands for dual pole dual throw. A DP/DT switch has 6 pins as shown. Now to make connections, short pins 1 and 4 and 3 and 6 together. Next, take a power source and connect it across pins 2 and 5. Then take the motor and connect it across pins 3 and 4. Now whenever you press the switch forward, then pins 5 and 6 get shorted and pins 1 and 2 get shorted. Then the current flows as shown and the motor rotates in anti-clockwise direction. Now when you press the switch backwards, then pins 5 and 4 and 2 and 3 get shorted and the polarity of the motor reverses and the motor rotates in clockwise direction. This is how DP/DT switch connection is made. Now let's have a look at the overall circuit diagram. This is a bot and these are your motors. Now connect the positive of the left motors together, the negative of the left motors together, Repeat the same with the right motors. Now take these connections out separately as shown. Now connect this to the DP/DT switches, and then there's one more thing that you require is the power source. So this is the overall circuit diagram, and we have already discussed the connections of the DP/DT switch.
Now this is how robotics looks after we finally fix all the wheels and the motors. 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 4 wheels.